Oh, crudgeling. Whoops. One moment, please. Just, need to remember where I put myself. I'll be there, just a minute. I accidentally may have kind of started stream a little bit too quickly. In the hopes of being perfectly on time. Hello? Where am I? Oh! Hello! Hello! Okay, full disclosure, I clicked the wrong button. How's everyone doing tonight? I hope you are all well. I just need, like, 13 seconds or so to get myself together. Don't worry, I got this. I said, don't worry, I got this. Pardon me. Doot. Oh. Click the button. And click the button. And click the button. And click the button. Alright, well, only slight mistakes were made. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, today I want to finish Getting Over It. And by finish, I mean complete the last achievement. Which is the 50 completions. That is my goal, that's where I'm going, that's where I intend to end up. Alright, and now, off we go to the races. I have been having days these days, you know? But there's something about Getting Over It that in itself is... Like, at first, it's something that's incredibly upsetting and difficult, but now it's something that's very meditative for me. It has this very focused feeling to it. I'd say that is exactly something that's... Like, the first time you play this game, it's painful, because you don't know how it works, and it doesn't really give you any information on how it all works. It seems so simple. It's deceptively simple. But the reality is, it's actually quite complicated as far as the game goes, which in itself I think is a beautiful thing. In every way, this game seems to constantly find new ways to make me reconsider what it is all about. From the metaphors and the meaning behind it, the... what's the word I'm looking for? Philosophy, and all this stuff that most people overlook. Like, I'm pretty sure the whole reason it rose to the fame it got was because it made people rage. But it's just so much more than that. I'm still not exactly what you would consider to be good at the game, though. But at the same time, I can't help but love everything about it, even when it kind of hurts me. There's still something I love about it, but then again, that sort of speaks a bit more to who I am as a person. When things hurt me, I can't help but still love them because I can appreciate what they are. It's kind of been a repeated norm for me in my life, where the things I love most are pretty consistently what hurts me the most. But at the same time, I just can't really come to expect... Man, this hammer is quite slippery today. Just very slippery. What was I saying? Probably something that my brain doesn't want me to remember or think about because it's depressing. Come on, get up there. There we go. Lovely. Anywho, I've totally lost my train of thought simply because I was so focused on trying to get past that. That's something about the game that I recognize. It's about, hey, Wymie, good to see you, buddy. The game is very much about, finding the focus and the balance in the movements, recognizing that you aren't moving the hammer, you're moving the circle that the hammer tries to move to. You see that, right? Secondly, you need to recognize the geometry isn't 3D. It looks 3D. The way it plays is not. The third thing that you realize is the game isn't really about the challenge. The challenge is merely a subset of what the game needs to put you through to help you grow as a person. The game forces you to either give up and run away, or accept your failings and keep trying regardless. Getting over it is not about getting good. It's a game about acceptance, growth, and improvement. Ultimately culminating in the defeat of the challenge. You could say the game is about getting over yourself. It's about getting over it. Isn't that kind of poetic? Yeah, I know. Bennett says in the monologue that he has built into the game, it's a B game. It's about being trash. It's about not worrying about it being made and forgotten. But somehow he managed to make this beautiful B game. Good to see you too. What was I... Oh yeah, the beauty of getting over it. I just can't help but marvel at it. Its simplistic difficulty and how amazingly complicated it is despite what it's made of. It really is the exact definition of the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. You know? There's a little bit of understanding in why he picked Diogenes to be the main character, of which I should really do a lot more reading on him. I genuinely haven't done a whole lot before that. Flappy Bird. What is the philosophy of Flappy Bird? I feel like I want to do what is the philosophy videos, but I just don't have the attention span to get those done. Making videos is by no means an easy feat. So, with all of the playing that I intend to be doing of this game, I'm sure I'll have plenty of B-roll to work with if I were to decide to make a video. Dunno.
What?
Flappy Bird, though. Flappy Bird is sort of just a simple but difficult game. This game is
What?
deceptively simple,
What?
and I guess it's really just me who really puts in that much thought into stuff like this. Everyone I've spoken to about this game says, nah, it's just a dumb rage game. Nobody cares. It doesn't mean anything. It has no deeper meaning. That I just can't help but find insulting. Even when Bennett talks, everything he says is layered with meaning. Everything in this game is layered with meaning. It is art. It is definitionally a sort of beauty that defies expectation. I just can't help but acknowledge that. To see it for what it is, which is something that had meaning, but had the expectation of being meaningless to most. It's something that I can kind of relate to. I've certainly made stuff that I put a lot of thought and effort into, but the average person just doesn't care. Why should they? It's all overthought guff. Trash that nobody else should bother with. I wonder, what is it that makes other people see the things I see as totally different? When I see beauty and meaning, others see just another potted potted flower plant. And when they see something awesome and cool, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I'll see something that's just another loud, noisy thing trying to get my attention by going overboard. And even then, my discussions about this kind of stuff is always, I don't know. Jumpy Jump twirls mustache. What? Nah, the game's a lot more complicated than that. If you ever played the game, you'll know that it's certainly by no means an easy one. Oops. Didn't get it. It takes... The first time I beat the game, it took me, I think, 3-4 months to beat. That was earlier on in my streaming career, back when I was still using Twitch, when I used a different alias. Before Green Mage had come into existence. It is Snake. I'm not taking the Snake today. The goal is to get to 50 wins. That is where I'm going today. I should open a window because it is already getting too warm in this room, and my computer does not like this game for whatever reason. Besides, this is the game that needs to heat everything up. Oof. It's gonna be a long night, so buckle up. At least it's... Wait, no, it's a Thursday, isn't it? Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. Brains are weird. Mine just can't seem to stop. It's quite often that I get overloaded and can't think anymore. But, you know, there are times where it's fine. Still, when people wish to be smarter, I can't help but think, that's not really what you want.
No.
They think that being smarter just means being able to rush to solutions real fast. Or that you're able to invent things really good. The reality is much more bleak than that. It's not merely a talent. It isn't like being able to move your hands really fast and play really fast keys on a piano. It's not something that can consistently be trained. It's not a dinky magic trick. Anyone can learn to memorize things. Some people might be more inclined to do it. That's not what being smart is. Intellect is being able to see things from multiple angles, understand them all, and come up with meaning from all of the information you have that is greater than what you initially started with. What? No, I've got terrible grades. My grades in school were horrible because I just didn't care. None of it mattered to me. Even now, I fail to see the point of wasting my time on school. And because I have no desire, I do terribly in school. Because frankly, it's all so dumb. See, being smart doesn't mean you get good grades. It means you're able to see things for what they are. You're able to come up with meaning from where other people might not see it because you can connect dots that they might not have seen as in any way correlated. Oh. Oh, right. What? Wait, how much did I miss, Snake? Played it once. Fun, but can't play it on... You can play this on your phone? That's insane. Bark Bark Sadness. Nah, I thought people think being smarter is being able to get... Okay, yeah, that probably checks out. Honestly, the smartest people don't end up wealthy. The smartest people end up poor or just well off enough. I mean, look at Nikola Tesla. The man was a bona fide genius. And he ended up basically broke, alone, living with pigeons in an apartment that he was basically given because he had done so much, and someone else was like, you know what, I pity you, you're a pathetic wretch. Thomas Edison, on the other hand, if I recall correctly, was a cruel jerk who stole all his ideas. He was a shrewd businessman, but being a good businessman doesn't mean you have to be smart. In fact, being stupid helps you be a good businessman. All you need to understand is how to manipulate people, have a really good understanding of others' emotions, and then using those emotions to hurt them for personal gain. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that stuff, but I don't know. Lately, things have been getting to me. World's been getting to me. I don't know where I'm going. There are little bits of hope and dreams that come every now and again, a tiny spark of hope. But it's so infrequent. And it's so ineffective. People will say, I believe in you. That only goes so far. People like you that are here to support me are actually quite rare. You and Jack. I appreciate you both with all my heart. And all the other guys that have come aboard and are spending time with me. You guys mean the world to me. But ultimately, I don't know. Maybe it's that I know none of my friends have... Well, not since one that I lost a long time ago. It's been a long time since I've had a friend that I felt really supported me. But that's kind of just... Well, I don't really have any friends left anymore. I guess I've pushed everyone away. I'm not sure where I sit anymore. Oh well. That's kind of just life for me these days. Overthinking things and not able to actually understand what's going on around me. Oh well. I'm gonna just try and do my best to keep going. I keep telling myself I shouldn't give up because I do care about everyone. That's something that really is pretty rare these days. And everyone will be better off if I keep trying. At this point, I just feel really worn down. Problem is, I can't rest. It's not possible. It's not a matter of I refuse to, or resting is something that I don't want to do. It's a matter of I live in a place that is constantly stressful to me, and I can't leave. I had that sort of stolen from me. And it's something that I can't even put blame on other people for. I can't blame my family, I can't blame the circumstances that led me to being here. All I know is it feels sometimes like the universe itself is telling me I need to just give up on everything. That everything I dream about is pointless because nobody else cares. Because the world deserves to suffer. And that's just something I can't agree with. That's something I don't believe in. I believe everyone deserves a chance. Everyone deserves to be able to find happiness. And that is victory number 1. Oh well. That's gotta suck. For me, it's that I can't really leave my house 35 times. That means 5 plus 10. 15 more wins, I think. I am going to open a window. Cold out, so I'm probably going to close it again. Oh, I'm also going to... One moment. Hopefully that cools down the room a bit. Well then, where was I? No, I'm not under house arrest. But, there's nowhere for me to go, effectively. If I left, I'd be trudging through sleet and snow for probably 45 minutes to an hour. I would get to a store that I don't really care to stay in, and then I'd trudge right back home for another 45 minutes to an hour. If I drive somewhere, I am anxious for my life, because driving is terrifying. I hate cars, I hate driving, I wish I could take any other form of transportation, but the city has made it very clear that they do not care about good transportation. What they care about is being able to get people from here to go somewhere that I do not care to go. Actually, no, it isn't even people from here, it's people from the next town over. And help them get to downtown Toronto, which all of that commute takes minimum like 2 hours. Plus, you have to pay for at least 2 bus fares, so it's like $20 just to get somewhere. And that's if you only go directly there and then directly home. Worst part is, even if I'm in the Greater Toronto area, there's just nothing worth doing. I've got no friends around here, so I've got no one to go on adventures with. There's no real point in going out, is what I'm getting at.
Whoop.
Like, I want to be able to go out. There's just nothing to see, nowhere to go, nothing worth doing. And frankly, you're kind of expected not to interact with other people here.
Whoop.
It's just not something you're supposed to do. If you do not know someone already, then you're expected to keep that interaction to a minimum. So, pretty much at my age, it's impossible to make friends. You're supposed to already have them. Oh well, that's sort of just life for me. Oh. Why am I so bad at this? Because I'm upset, and I'm thinking about how I'm upset. Therefore, I will not be able to do better if I stay focused. Yes, our buses are pretty... I mean, to be fair, it's like $4 to get on a bus, and then to transfer to a different bus. So, it adds up. And the city spent a lot of money on these stupid buses that... The only people that use them are people in the next town over. And anyone that actually lives here doesn't use them, and everyone here suffers for it.
No.
They don't go anywhere useful except for directly to Toronto. And if you're not going to downtown Toronto, it's really not that useful. But whatever. Oops. I was looking at chat. Just want to get to the top here.
Oh.
Oop. Alley-oop. Nope. We don't. Those aren't really a thing here. I mean, there are restaurants, but you don't meet people there. You either know people that are there already, or, oops. Or you don't talk to anyone except for the waiter, or waitress, or whoever's waiting on your table. And you keep your interactions to a minimum. And, then you go home. There aren't any arcades, there aren't any gathering places, there's nowhere. There's, what's it called? Community centers, but those are for the very old or the very young. Nothing in between. If you're high school age, you can go to the mall and hang out. If you're above high school age, then you better already have a friend group. And it's just difficult, you know? I'm not sure it's something I should be so worried about, though. I've never really been good at fitting in wherever I go. I don't know how I survive. I mean, yeah, there are libraries. You don't go to socialize at a library. You go to read a book. Or to find a book. That is what you do at a library? If I wanted to read a book, I could... I don't know. I don't read books. I'm not good at reading. Reading is not exactly my preferred form of, obtaining information. I see. I feel like the main problem that I have with where I live is the culture is very much keep to yourself, don't interact. Do not talk. I don't know if I've ever told you about the Canadian sorry. Everyone knows Canadians for being very polite because we say sorry all the time. The truth of it is, the sorry isn't about apologizing. It's about trying to minimize interactions. You say, whoops, I'm sorry, and move on. And that's it. That's all there is to it. It's about not talking to someone more than you need to. That's kind of just what Canada's become. A very lonely place in my eyes. But then again, that's sort of just circumstantial evidence. I get the feeling if you're visiting, it'd be a very different feeling. But, I don't know. I prefer to be somewhere like Japan. For me, it's more about, it feels different. I don't mind that I'm isolated there because I'm isolated here too, and at least there is pretty. This place is all just this brutalist hellscape as far as I'm concerned. Especially here in the suburbs, everything sucks. It's boring, it's bland, there's nothing but houses. And I just don't care about houses. I'll never own one. That's not really how that works. Culture isn't something you can just say, well, screw that, I'm gonna go do something else. Because the issue is, I have no one to interact with. The culture is that you do not interact. So if I try to interact, I will be spurned or insulted or looked at like I'm a weirdo and a freak, and they will walk away as quickly as they can. That is the norm. And saying screw that just means I will remain being alone, but now I will also have the guilt of knowing everyone hates me. Maybe this is way too heavy for this kind of stream. Yeah, I was not intending for this to get so heavy. Why don't we move on to something a bit more pleasant? But unfortunately, I've got no ideas on hand. I'm just trying to focus on getting back to the top of the mountain. Jeez. That's not cool. How'd you manage to deal with that? I'm glad you got friends. I'm happy for you, dude. Not everyone gets to be so lucky. Life's a challenge, and it's difficult to know what you're lucky for sometimes. Even I know that there's a lot I should be grateful for that I overlook. There's a ridiculous amount of things that I should be grateful for. But I don't know, it's difficult.
Oh, no.
Anywho. What else is there to talk about? How warm is it? Oh. Jeez, it's 24 degrees! No wonder it's, like, boiling in here. This game makes my computer heat up way too much. And I don't know why. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it to the top a whole 14, 15 times. No, 14 now. Well, soon to be 13. There's no way I'm going to be able to beat it more than 5 times, given how much my computer is heating up. And I'm boiling in my own skin. I'll try. Not really sure what I'm trying to accomplish, but I'm certainly trying to accomplish it. Oops. Come on, get on. There's no point in getting upset about it. Wonderful. Can't go wrong with being a nice person. Or being a kind person. Being a nice person is... I don't know. I feel like the expectation is people that are nice want something. My experience is... I'm nice to people, they start getting really serious and... like, unhinged and skeptical, and I walk away. I'm not sure what I'm expected to do. Actually, no, I kind of do know what I'm expected to do. To be a bit more of a jerk. To be someone more relatable. To not talk about the things I talk about. I have a tendency to get really into topics. And then I just sort of can't stop myself at some point. And it all gets to be a bit too complicated for people. And then I'm sort of just left alone at the end of the day. It's probably for the best. I need to find something else to talk about. Because I am trying to climb a mountain, but I'm trying to climb a mountain. I'm not sure if that makes sense. It sounds kind of like I'm saying the same thing twice. But in my mind, I'm not. The mountain I'm climbing is not this mountain. But this mountain is sort of adding to the difficulty. Everyone wants to find a place in the world. I want to be able to help clear the way, so that's easier. Oh. I need to focus. Sometimes the way is not always clear. But, with time and effort, you'll find the path. That's not what I told the mouse to do. Okay, I gotta focus. Come on, man. There we go. Curses. Foiled again. Reminds me of when I first did this. Someone was saying you gotta do a specific thing. Push down, pull back. I kind of understand it now. But at the same time, I still haven't quite mastered it. Oh. If I do finish this game 50 times, I think I'm gonna keep playing it. Wait, what? Oh, the Sheikah Slate. I mean, they took away all the Sheikah stuff in the second game. They sort of just retconned it all out of existence. But then again, the... Tears of the Kingdom really did just retcon everything. Like, it didn't just retcon the Sheikah slights. It made the entire... Oh, that's not what I intended to do. Am I gonna make it? Huh. You know, I was told once that there's, another ending, a bad ending to this game.
What?
I have yet to see it.
What?
And I frankly don't even know if it exists. How do you get the bad ending? Do I want to know?
What?
I've
No.
never once gotten it. Is it something you're expected to be able to get? Is it something that's like a possible thing that could happen? What exactly is the bad ending? Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom isn't that interesting, to be honest. I would highly suggest, Palworld. I've been having a lot of fun with that one. 36. 16 minutes. Not bad. In fact, I did the stream. I'm not gonna take the snake today. I'm trying to beat the game as many times as I can. That would be slowing me down by a lot. It's fine. It's whatever.
What?
Today's stream is just me being depressed, isn't it? And that's not what I had intended. That was not the plan at all. Wonder what I'll... Well, I've got work to do tomorrow. School work. But work nonetheless.
What?
Crazy to think that there are people that speedrun this game.
What?
I don't feel like, maybe next run I'll turn on Bennett so he can hear his beautiful voice. And listen to his words of wisdom.
What?
Maybe I should just chill out.
What?
It's whatever.
What?
Miku is the queen of music. She is a goddess, as far as I'm concerned. I'm just gonna get to the top. Bam. I find it funny that that's like
Uh.
the new World Is Mine. Anamanaguchi's
What?
Miku. I never even, like, when I first heard it, I thought it was an okay song. But it's never really been my favorite. I thought Tell Your World was actually better. But I guess it's because that's an English song. And it's like the biggest English Miku song. Whoops.
Oh.
I should get back onto playing Beat Saber more. I haven't really touched my VR in ages. Oh, the only reason I'm thinking about this is because there's a few really good Miku songs that I have as custom songs for Beat Saber. There's a few good songs that have come out recently, actually, of which I'm kind of blanking on the names of them. There's the... I think it's the song that was made for Miku Expo 2024. That's like really good. Of which I would highly recommend listening to. It is a beautiful song. Absolutely love it to bits. Been listening to it a lot. That's fair. I mean, kind of, but I don't know. I like talking about Miku. Miku makes me happy. There's really only one thing, and actually, no. There's two voices in the world that have actually made me feel like a very specific emotion that I don't know how to describe. And the first one, the first singing voice I heard that made me feel that emotion was Miku. The second one was Gargura, but I don't know where she's at these days. I think she had a live stream the other day. Yesterday, I think. I hope she's doing okay.
What?
I don't know. I'll never be able to ask her. There was, like, this real shift in tone in her streams after Sana left, and I couldn't help but feel like Gura was going through something at the time. Like, I kind of figure it, but the effect that it had on her was far more profound than I think anyone else had noticed, and everyone else was like, "Oh, leave her alone, let her be," and I was saying, no, something's probably wrong. She's probably dealing with something like really bad depression at this point. And no one really had anything to say on that, so I hope she's doing better now. But I think that Sana graduating had a pretty profound effect on her. You know, Hollow Myth had really big impact on me. I'd say they're the reason I decided that I wanted to be a VTuber. I wanted to try and take on this challenge because they were able to inspire me in a way that I had never been inspired before, and I realized just how widespread the pain and loneliness is. So I took it upon myself to try and live up to them and make the lives of others as good as I can. Help clear the way to a new era. I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to do that. I don't think I'll ever be someone who matters nearly enough to make any difference whatsoever. Even if I have hopes and dreams and desires, there are countless others just like me who have had the exact same thing. What they didn't have was luck, and that's something I don't have either. Worlds reminded me time and time again that I do not matter. I'm just another worthless piece of trash, floating in an ocean of garbage. Gura. It's fine, don't worry about it. I'm just sort of venting a bit, I guess? I don't know. Not really sure how to describe it. Wonder who else will show up today. Dunno. Get out of here, hat. Wonder if it's possible to get that hat back on the snowman. Whatever. I find it neat that the game is kind of 2.5D. Or, yeah, 2.5D. Because, though, functionally, the game is 2D, the graphics generated are all 3D. So, 2.5D. It is really dry in here. Really warm and dry. It is now 25 degrees. Jeez. And it will only continue to warm up, because even with a window open, it is not cold enough outside that it will offset the heat generated by my computer. Hey, Green Wave! Diogenes. He lived his whole life in a pot because he just didn't care. He was an interesting character. Well, person in history. Considered to be the father of cynicism. But this wasn't like the kind of cynicism that you would see these days where it's like, oh, nothing matters, everyone's in it for themselves, that kind of cynicism. It was more, what's the point in worrying about the details of getting a house and all these fancy things when I'm perfectly fine living in a pot on the street? Nothing really matters, so why bother worrying about it?
No.
That was his brand of cynicism. Oh no, not again. Hey, to the guy. But yeah, it's a metaphor, more accurately. I think someone sent me a message on Discord, but I'm not gonna check it because you guys are here. Okay, maybe I will check it because I can see the little red number. And it's going to drive me nuts because my OCD is going to drive me nuts. Who sent me a message? It's a server ping. Rage! Oof. Okay, back to the game. I know I probably shouldn't have Discord open whilst I am streaming. How you doing, by the way? Pole hammer? No, it's a sledgehammer. Really big worlds. I do not understand what you mean by really big worlds. But, this whole game is, in fact, just metaphor on top of metaphor on top of metaphor. This man here, his name is Diogenes, of which he shares a name with a historical figure, a philosopher who's deemed to be the father of cynicism, which is a school of philosophy that originally was about, you know, not worrying about the details. It was sort of treated like, oh! That was close. I should focus on the game. It was more about not worrying about, not worrying about the details. Sort of. I would need to check some more writings on it to actually say anything with any particular, I forgot the word. Take the things I say with a grain of salt is what I'm getting at. And his ability to move himself around is because the game developer was like, yeah, that's a good way to get around. It was built based on... Oh. It's a homage to another game called Sexy Hiking, where that game was about pulling yourself up a mountain with just a sledgehammer. Man, I'm just the worst today. So how are you doing? I hope all is well, because this has been kind of just a depressing stream so far. Whoops. I do not want to ride this. You've been here the entire time, haven't you? My goal for this stream is to try and get to the top as many times as I can. Riding the snake would mean I have to put in additional work that I just don't feel up to doing. I want to beat the game, I think 13 more times? 12 more times? I've lost track. I'll find out once I'm at the top, I guess. But yes, I'm not gonna ride the snake. Maybe after I've gotten to the top 50 times. You know what? If I make it to the 50th completion time, I will ride the snake. How's that sound? That is my offer. I will not change it. Take it or leave it. If you want me to ride the snake, you have to wait until I make it to playthrough 50. Which, we're definitely past 35 now. I think this is... I just completed 36, so this is 37.
What?
Oh. Just gotta get to the top and beat the game, and then I do it all over again. All in one stream. Snack. Yes.
What?
The snack. It is a snack. It go bloop, bloop. And it smell the air. And it know Human is near. It know Human. Human does not smell like snack. Snack would know. Snack know all thing. Snack taste Human once. Human taste bad. Human get mad at Snack for bite. Snack put in cage. Forgotten. Until mouse. Snack eat. These thoughts Snack have when Snack alone. Snack write it down in Snack Journal. Human does not know about Snack Journal. Human only know Snack as flesh tube in glass box. Snack secretly great warrior. Fight many mouse. Snack eat. Snack consume. Snack destroy the enemy. Snack is powerful Snack. Do not doubt Snack. Snack know many thing. Bounce. Whee! I'm a shooting star! And that is another win. 37. Bam. That just means 13 more wins. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, I started writing a script for a video the other day. I should probably make that. It isn't going to be a long one, but it would probably be something interesting to watch. What exactly is my goal for this year in terms of my YouTube channel? I have no idea. Maybe I should try for 300, because I'm pretty close to 200 now. Subscribers, that is. That'd be cool, right? You think I'll ever make it to 1,000 subscribers? I wonder. Imagine if I ever made it to, Oh! It sent the cup flying. I don't know. I don't really think I'm ever gonna make it to something like 1 million subscribers. I mean, really, who would want to watch me for... How many people could possibly want to watch me, right? Right? Night sky like shooting stars. I could really use a wish right now. Wish right now. Oh yeah, definitely. I think another relatively big video seems to be that most of my new subscribers are from shorts, which I'm not sure how well that is going to convert. I'm really kind of sad that my Rainbow Connection cover didn't do so well, but honestly, it wasn't that great of a video, I'd say. I mean, I don't think my singing's that good. I don't think I ever got an email response from my singing instructor, or singing tutor. Oh, that's a shame. Where's my phone? Oh, it's in my pocket. Oh, I got an email Is it from him? I should check that. Ah, there it is. It is from him. Oh, it was from an hour ago. Huh, okay. I'll meet with him maybe tomorrow. I think that was the plan. We'll see. I don't know why I need to worry about singing. It's sort of just a thing that I enjoy, though. I don't think I'm ever gonna be that good at singing. Ever wonder about how many people hear those platitudes of, "Oh, you'll make it. Don't worry so much," and then they never do? I've met so many people that have given up on their dreams and are just trying to make their way in life. And I don't know. Hard to say anymore. World's such a crazy, messed up place these days. Whoops, I should probably try and beat this part. Oh well. What can you do other than, you know, grit your teeth and keep going, right? Hope for the best. Prepare for the worst. Never give up. Even when I speak in these negative terms and say things like, "Oh, I'll never make it," deep down there's still a little piece of me that says I'm gonna make it. And no matter how hard I try, it just won't shut up. It says, you're gonna be someone important. You're going to have your dreams come true. And I try and get it to shut up and say, "No, stop making me feel bad. We both know that's not true."
No.
And it just doesn't change its mind. It always says, no, you're gonna make it. Doesn't matter if you think you're special or not. You're going to make it. You're gonna be the guy. But I can't be the guy because everyone wants to be the guy. The guy who makes the world better, who changes everything. Who does something meaningful with their life. How many people get to be the guy? Not a lot of people. What really upsets me is there are people out there that have found fame and fortune that really should not have it. Especially in the streaming space. There are some people that are just outright terrible. That should not be in that position. Because they're just using their fame for personal gain, as opposed to recognizing they have an impact on a lot of people. And they just do not care. But I think that's sort of just how things are these days. I'm so sick of that. That phrase, "that's just how it is." Because it isn't just how it is, it's how things currently are. They don't have to stay that way, you know? Wait, sing my heart out? Sure, gladly. I do love singing. It's okay, Green Wave. We'll be here. I think it's time I need a new chair, but I can't really get a new chair. I think I've had this same chair since... It's been 2 years. It's been a good chair. What was I thinking about? Oh, right, I was reading. I'll be sure that my little part of my brain that says I can make it gets your message. I'll pass it on for it. For you? Yeah, for you. Ah, that's fair. Being the guy is a lot of work. Whether you set out for it or not, being the hero of any story means a whole lot of sacrifice, suffering, and pain. I've already come this far, though, so frankly, I'm totally cool with it. I'm probably not going to give up, let's be honest here. I don't think I know the meaning of give up. I mean, considering how many times I've beaten this game, I'm on 38 now. Like, going for 38, aiming for 50. How many people actually manage that? How many games have I genuinely given up on? Maybe I should go back and try and beat Halo on, Halo 2. On Legendary difficulty. Because that is a game that I'd never beat on that difficulty. I was never all that good at Halo anyway, but I feel like, hey, if I'm going to never give up on something, might as well follow through on all of it. Oh yeah, right, I did beat Cube Tomb. There's a bunch of games that I have beaten recently, actually, now that I think about it. I haven't been doing all of it on live stream, so you guys haven't really seen it, but there's like a huge pileup of games that I never finished that I've been working my way through recently. Started with the Talos Principle, Cube 2. I haven't finished The Witness. I've gotten to the end of it, or at least close. That one I'm definitely not gonna do on stream. Whoops, that was fast. Because that game is just way too... Like, I need to write stuff down for it. And figuring out how to do that on stream so you guys can see as well is a bit too difficult for me. Oh, that's fair. Sure. If you want to be a side character, go for it. I'm kind of sick of waiting for someone else to be a main character, though. So, you know what? Dang it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be the shonen protagonist that the internet deserves. The good-hearted hero that just wants everything to be okay. Because right now, we certainly live in an age of agony. There's more than enough villains to go around. So, with the changing of the tide, I mean, MatPat's gone. Well, he's gonna be gone. Sort of, in a matter of speaking. Like, he's retiring from YouTube. He's gonna pass off his channel to other people. A lot of the YouTubers I grew up with, they're either retiring or retired already. Don't even get me started on HomestarRunner.com. I grew up watching that mess like crazy. They don't really make stuff anymore. I mean, every now and again there's something. Like the Halloween videos. Those are fun. Yep. Hey. I hope I wasn't too loud. Sorry if I got too close to the microphone there. Hey, we did it! Wait, no time to celebrate yet. We have to keep going. We only made it one step closer. But you know what? Every step means something. And even when you fall back, at least you know how to make that step. Then you move on to figuring out the next one, and the next one, and the next one. No matter how many times it takes, no matter how much it hurts working through it, I'm not about to give up. I'll fail as many times as I need to. I'll get there. Because I know that there's a whole lot more riding on this than just me fulfilling my dreams. And my dream is to fulfill the dreams of others. The dream of every person relying on me. sits on my shoulders too. That's something that I've always thought about as a VTuber being integral to the art form. But most people don't see things like that. I'd say I'm definitely an oddity for having that kind of a perspective. I would say even some people would consider me to be stupid for having that kind of a perspective, for having any kind of belief in altruism or helping others. I don't need to believe there are other altruists out there. As far as I know, if I don't do something, no one else will because there are no other people like me. I mean, I haven't seen anyone else do it yet, but I'd be surprised. Or, I've been surprised before. If I have an idea, odds are someone else will have that idea too. Just matters who gets the idea first. And up. Oh, come on, man. That's good. I mean, yeah, it's work. It's a lot of work. Your dad? I'm not your dad, dude. I'm Green Mage. I'm nobody's dad. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. What do I look like, your dad? I'm not gonna tell you what to do. That should be my catchphrase. A new catchphrase. I'm not sure what my old catchphrase was, and I don't remember it. Actually, maybe it was, all people are people, so treat them like people. That was... I don't know if that was my catchphrase. That is a saying that keeps coming to mind lately, though. Treat people like people. Oh. And down I go. I almost made it. Oh. And, up. And, up. I don't know. Ah, I see. I mean, if you make it to the cheesecake first, you shouldn't take all the cheesecake. Take one slice for yourself, because you earned it. Maybe. Actually, it depends on the circumstances. How can you say someone earned something? What is the definition of earning, really? Sounds like such an arbitrary question. This is the stuff that plagues my mind. The things that I can't help but think about. Oops. These tiny, obscure questions that the average person would say you're an idiot for questioning. That's just how it is. Yeah, well. I say, why is it how it is? Why should we settle for worse when, in theory, we could have better? And then someone else will say, that's just how it is. And I'd say, why? And they say, that's just how it is. And I'd say, that's not good enough for me. And they'll say, shut up, stop asking so many questions. Why do you have to ask so many questions? Just accept it. And I say, no, I won't accept it. They're all like, oh yeah? Well, get unfriended, jerk. And I'm like, fine, Stephanie. They're like, whatever. And I'm like, no, not whatever. I'll show you all. And then I invent a giant flying machine. And I make it to the moon. I prove them all wrong, and they're like, oh my god! He made it to the moon! And I'm like, ha! I made it to the moon. I like them apples, Neil. But this room is incredibly dry. Oh man. and incredibly warm. And I have no water. Sucks to be me, huh? It sure does.
What?
Once I beat it, this time, I'm gonna go get some water. Yes, sirree, Bob, I'm gonna get me some water.
What?
Delightful, damp water. No citrus, probably. I don't have any lemons. But, hypothetically, I could dream about a nice glass of cold water with some lemons on the side. Maybe lemon wedges inside the water. Oops.
No.
Dang it. Come on, man. Get to the top. Get up there. Get up there. Get up there. Get. He's not gonna get up there, is he? Who's Steph? I don't know who Stephanie is. I just sort of started making up names. I made that entire thing up on the spot. None of these people exist. You should come to the stream prepared to expect that there is a chance that I will just start creating an entire storyline from scratch without any provocation, and then bam, there will be an entire story before you know it. There wasn't one, and now there is. And now you just have to deal with the story of little Louis, the boy who dreamed of making a flying machine. And then he did it. They told him he was crazy. They told him he was stupid. And then he did it. And they were all shocked and amazed at the wondrous flying machine he created. And now he's the one who made it. And he's the one up among the stars, finding his dreams, while they're back on the ground, complaining about why they can't, dream like he can. Ah, back in the day, you knew a Stephanie. I probably knew a Stephanie once, too. Now, what was I saying about water earlier? Ah, yes. Water time! I got water. Did you guys know that I keep, a couple of weights that I strap to my ankles every now and again, and I just walk around? I have strong legs for it. Future people are crazy. What? What do you mean future people are... Who's a future people? I don't know no future guys. I don't know nothing. I don't even know who I am. Who am I? Man, I bet the stream would be going so much better if, I had some background music. Oh man, 20 minutes, that is... Well, 19 minutes. Still, that's a lot, isn't it? A knoll? You don't know what a knoll is? How do I describe a knoll? How would Google describe a knoll? No, not the American company. A small hill or mound. That's the definition. What about the Kingdom of Loathing definition? Grassy knoll. Pretty sure these were guys once. Jim. Alright. Gnoll. Which lives in a Knoll. I think it's like a gnome. Oh yeah. Hyena-like humanoid creatures standing up to about 7 feet tall. They are carnivorous and known in many places for their savage culture and warlike ways. Forgotten Realms, it's D&D. Good to know. Good to know. No. No, it's not good to know. Anywho, where was I? Ah, yes. Beating the game again. We're on the road again. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba, road again. I hit a branch with my hammer, a road again. And I threw myself off of a rock, a road again. You know, when I think about this game, I think of it in every section as it is sort of displayed. Like, at the start, you're at a rocky beginning. You know, you start at rock bottom. That's the figure of speech, right? Well, this guy made it literal. And you're working your way up through the pipes and through the different things. And as you get a little higher and things get a little bit more sane to you, you sort of figure out where you are. It feels a lot more serene. That's sort of what I read with the flowers there. But you're still sort of figuring things out. You're still working your way up the rocks. He said something in his dialogue that sort of explained the trash cans over there. Sort of working your way past the trash that never really figures their self out. They give up. They stop. But you keep going. You keep climbing. You know? Good to know. I'm glad you like that. Yeah, 7 feet. That's what it said. You can Google it yourself. It's true. I heard it on the Google. What, are you saying that people on the internet would lie to me? Impossible. People on the internet don't lie. There's no way. Now that I think about it, this kind of mirrors the end of the game, doesn't it? In a way. The end of the game is much more difficult than this part. Oops. Oops. Oh, there we go. That's good enough, probably. Whee! But anywho, jeez, it really is dry in here. Very dry indeed. Warm and dry. Well, whatever. That won't stop me. Honestly, I'm not sure what can stop me. Like, genuinely. See, I have this real issue with, I have a very stubbornness, or very hard head. I am stubborn and have a very hard head. I think that's what I'm trying to go for here. And, as a result, I don't really give up. I'm not sure if I can give up when I've set my mind on something. I can certainly feel discouraged and hurt and upset. There is no doubt in that. The real question is, can I actually give up? I've never met a challenge that I fully gave up on. There have been plenty of challenges that I put aside and left there for a very long time. But even with the games I've been playing recently, like the things I've come back and finished, so far everything that I said I wanted to beat, I've come back and finished. There's still a couple games like Returnal that I want to beat, and I know with enough time I'm gonna beat it. Oh. Wow. Wow. I can't believe I just did that. Okay. Well, I didn't go down the snake, but that was about as close to a snake as you're probably gonna see right now. Because I am not gonna do the snake. Especially not now. That sucked. Well, we got more stuff to do then. Mr. Beast. I mean, probably, but I don't think he could motivate me that well. Maybe he could, I don't know. My goal isn't really the money, though. I'm not inspired by money. I'm inspired by people. Of a desire to make a change from the ground up. Mr. Beast's whole thing is, he helps people out by giving them money, because he has tons of money from all the views he gets. I never really stopped to think what would happen if I, started making bank big on YouTube. That's never really been something that has sort of come to me as something that's possible. What would I do if I did that? Or if that happened? Well, I think the first thing I would do if I started becoming really famous on YouTube and made a ton of money is I would get a nice home for me to keep my plushies in. And also to live in. And then I would just invest more time into making content and, pursuing my dream of making it possible for other people to pursue their dreams. Also, I want to make a place where people can go. There are no arcades here. And I want there to be arcades here. Places where guys like me can actually feel like they belong.
No.
Ah. Just a moment. Yeah. Throat very, very dry. Oh. Wait, what? Why me left? Ah. Good night, Why me? I'm sorry I didn't see your message until now. I feel bad about that. I should have said goodnight to him. He is a great guy, and one of my most loyal fans. If I could do this full time, and, have it as a proper job, I most certainly would stream a whole lot more. I could pay for cool stuff. Like a custom model. Oh yeah, for sure. I think that
No.
if I could open an arcade, that in itself would be my life's achievement, my greatest accomplishment. And if it could be successful as an arcade, all the better. Especially if it makes it possible for, people to hang out and meet and feel like they belong. That's something magical about Japan that I've experienced there. I just can't find anything even close to parallel here. Even some of the food. The thing about, Toronto, it's a really big multicultural city. You can find any kind of food here. It's difficult sometimes, but I have yet to find an arcade that can replicate even a fraction of what I've experienced in Japan. I'm not much of a businessman, though, so I'm not sure how well it would all work out. My goal is to make something that is, like, enough that everyone can be paid, and for it to be self-sustaining. I want the prices to be reasonable, though. And for it to be something that, you know, people can go to and afford to hang out. And not feel like they need to be rich to be there. Like the good old days of... Well, were there good old days? I mean, there used to be places around that I could go that weren't too bad. But that was a long time ago. I was a little kid back then. A very little kid indeed. There were some really cool things, like, I don't even remember how it all worked. It was kind of like, Mortal Kombat, but based on you actually moving. You would stand on a plate, and then there were characters behind you, and you would, like, punch and kick, and the characters on the screen would do what you did. This was old technology, so... Not go forward. Whatever. But yeah. Cool stuff. I'm probably gonna beat this game one more time tonight, and then... I mean, not really. Kind of. I think the difference is the older you get, the more you've experienced, and the less fun the simple things become. What I've found is there are certain simple things that are still enjoyable, but they lose their shine over time. You can say, oh, there's a majesty to sitting in nature and enjoying the park, but there's a point at which it just doesn't feel special like it used to. And when you try and seek out new adventures and new things to do, it really does become a whole lot more expensive to find things you haven't done before. Even travel, which is something that I personally think is the best, is, quite expensive. VR? No, it wasn't VR. It was very much just regular reality. You would stand on a plate, and you would watch the screen behind you, and you would kick and punch, and you would watch as the characters on the screen behind you kicked and punched as well. They didn't do it, like, perfectly, so whatever you're imagining, imagine that, like, way worse. Like, 1,000 times worse. Slower, and a lot more latency, and kind of frustrating because sometimes your kicks didn't pick up. And also, you didn't have anything tied to your head. It wasn't like you were actually there. You were very much still in the arcade. And there were people watching, and you knew they were watching, and you could see them. And there was just a flat screen behind you. And I don't mean a flat screen like a flat TV screen. I mean like a... Yeah, it kind of was a TV screen, but it was a very big one. But it was still lower quality than anything you've seen today. Like, this was... It was high-end for the time. But considering the time was like the early 2000s,
no.
make of that what you will. Man. Times sure were different back then. Back when 4Kids had the Fox Box instead of 4Kids TV. Before they, like, they had called it the Fox Box. That was its initial launch of 4Kids publication, as far as I know. They did all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff and all that, but their lineup for the start was amazing. If you've never seen the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I would highly recommend you watch it. as far as I'm concerned, that remains the best edition of the Ninja Turtles. Just absolutely top notch. There was also the Kirby TV show. That was really fun. They had a Stargate cartoon as well. That was pretty cool. What else? They had like so many things. They also had Yu-Gi-Oh! And One Piece, which was pretty cool. But that wasn't part of the initial lineup. I'm still trying to remember what it was that was in that initial lineup. The only two... Oh, Fighting Foodons. Oh my god, that was the most ridiculous thing. That is something you just need to watch. You have to go and look up Fighting Foodons. That is... They used that song. I don't remember... It was like the Can Can song. But they used that for the melody of their theme song. Fighting Foodons. I don't remember the theme song well enough, though, but it was amazing. It was just absurd and over the top and insane, and I loved it. I loved every second of it. And everyone I knew hated it. And they groaned when it came on. And I was like, but it's great! And they were like, it's so dumb. That really just sort of says the kind of person that I am, doesn't it? I love the zany and over-the-top and insane and stupid things. Because that's just how life is. Maybe that's just how my humor works. I don't know. My pot is gilded almost. Look how gold it is. I'm gonna save the snake for another stream, I suppose. I said when I hit 50, so I'm gonna keep to that promise. That's a thing that I don't think I mention a whole lot, but when I make a promise, I keep it. I do not break promises. It's just against my moral code. I try not to make too many promises, though. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so glad that it has that many views. How many views, actually? Like, what's the number? I should add to that number by watching it after this stream. I gotta go and track down the TV show, because I kind of want to rewatch it now. It was so absurd. The main character's secret weapon and primary dish and fighter was like fried rice with peas, I think. So insane. Which is the strongest food? No, like, really, if you brought them to life, which food would be the best fighter? It was such a ridiculous show. And I remember there was like, the villains tried to conquer the world with giant food. There was a giant cow with rice. Oh, that reminds me. One of the lineup in that initial show, or initial setup by 4Kids, was Ultimate Muscle. That was also a really good one. Loved that show. I need to rewatch that as well. Oh, there's so many good shows that I was introduced to as a kid. Wow, over 300k. You know what? It deserves it. It was really funny. Highly recommend watching Fighting Foodons, just because it was so absurd. And I think there was points... No, there was one joke where one of the guys just starts speaking Pig Latin, and the other one's like, What are you doing? And the guy's like, sorry, I just broke into Pig Latin there for a moment. I speak Pig Latin when I'm scared. But, oh man, those were the days. I miss Saturday morning cartoons so much. That was like I wish they still had that. In fact, you know what? Maybe I should start doing a Saturday morning stream where I make my own cartoon on the spot. But then again, I can't animate. And I'm not sure how I would do that. I've tried doing streams where I create ideas before, writing streams. Never really get that far because I'm so easy to distract. Oops. I really wish I had someone to work with that could help ground me a bit. Oops. I hit my head a little bit.
No.
Pardon me, Mr. Asteroid. Just need to move up just a little. Don't want to... Oops, I launched myself. That is not what I wanted. Excuse me. Please. Okay, I'm going to the next one then, I guess. Alright, come on. There we go. Hello.
No.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Oh.
Little further. Oh, come on. Nope. Go back. Okay. How about this one?
No.
Come on, make it. Come on, make it. You can do it. Come on, make it. Yeah! We did it! One has 53k, the next one has 43k. Those are pretty good numbers. Man, imagine if I could get numbers like that. Oh well. Ah, fair enough. It was nice seeing you. Take care. I'm actually gonna end stream now, so thanks for coming by. And for anyone watching the VOD, thanks for hanging out. And for everyone else, thanks for coming by. I appreciate the support and hanging out. If you want, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Actually, next time. Whenever that may be. And with that... Alright, later.